How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the OGs. Couple weeks off. I know people we didn't do. Well, I say couple weeks, 1 week off. We didn't do our regular show last Monday, but yeah, you know how it is, family and priorities and all of that. It happens. It happens. But if you're subscribed to Curtis Shaw, you know every single day he goes live anyway. So your fair dose of Curtis, it has been coming through anyway. So go support his channel. Go subscribe over there. Obviously, make sure you're subscribed here as well. But Curtis, couple weeks, man. How you been?
Yeah, good, man. You know what? Life is pretty calm right now in the world of Arsenal, even though the wins are not as straightforward as we hope. But yeah, everything's good, man. International break, just chilling now. So yeah, everything's good, bro. How are you?
Yeah, I'm calm, bro. Like you said, everything's good in terms of football.
Yeah.
Can't complain about that. When was the last time we spoke? We spoke before 4 games ago then, because we would have spoken before Bolton the last time. So we beat Bolton, obviously. That
Yeah.
would have given
Yeah.
Leicester, PSG,
PSP. Yeah.
and then Southampton on the weekend. Mad. 4 games, 4 wins, quite a few
Yeah.
goals scored. A few conceded though, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm feeling good, bro. I can't lie to you, man. Arsenal doing their thing. Obviously,
Yeah.
when Odegaard got injured, I thought, oh, mate, this could be peak for us. But it hasn't been peak. We've managed to do what we need. When's he coming back anyway?
I saw Ben Jacobs said something today about the Liverpool game on the 27th of October, which I thought, because initially they were saying November, but
Yeah,
if you can get him for the end of October, that'd be very good.
yeah, we need him back ASAP. Because as much as we're
Yeah.
coping well without him, I think we all want him there. Like we are creating enough chances to win games and score goals. What is it? 3 goals, 2 goals, 4 goals, 5 against Bolton. Yeah, quite a few goals. But with Odegaard there, it's a very different feeling. Are you surprised Ranieri didn't start against Southampton?
No,
No?
man, I'm not. No, because listen, I would have liked him to have started. I thought Trossard was going to start because I felt Trossard had his best game against PSG. And then not seeing him, I thought, well, surely then, but then Jesus, you know what Arteta's like, man? He's going to look after these first team players. I think we have to understand he's got relationships with these guys. Like Jesus, he would have convinced him to come off Man City's bench to come to Arsenal. He's going to give him game time when he can. Listen, I'm a little bit disappointed that Ranieri hasn't had more minutes because we just haven't hardly seen him really. But I'm not surprised with Arteta. I think he favours the more experienced players. So
big up Trinidad Gunner. He said Curtis was stressed on Saturday. Well, obviously.
Do you know what, bro? Do you know what? I'll be honest with you, man. Do you know what? Like, I'm just one of these heart on my sleeve people. I think you are as well.
Yeah.
And like, I was so calm for the whole build-up, the whole game. I said 4-0. I said, look, we're second, third, whatever in the league. I think they're the worst team in the league, to be honest. I said, if I can't predict a big win, people are arrogant. I said, come on, man, we should be slapping them 4-0.
Yeah.
So I'm watching the first half. I didn't like the team lineup, I'll be honest. Rotation, I understand, but Jesus and right back. I'm like, yo, you're asking for trouble here a little bit. And then 0-0 at half time. Then they score, hit the post, hit the bar. I'm thinking, and I had a moment. I'll be honest, there was a moment. Like, the shirt wasn't in trouble. We ain't ripping shirts, but
was Arteta in trouble?
Do you know what? Initially, my anger was Raheem Sterling,
Yeah.
You see, when the guy just nudged Sterling off the ball and he was on the floor, like, ref.
Yeah.
I said, this guy ain't from Jamaica. He's from St. Vincent. What's he doing? Blah, blah, blah. I had to apologize to the St. Vincent man in the chat. Like, yo,
I swear down.
And then Saliba with the casual defending, like, yeah, man, it's only Southampton. I was like, nah. And then do you know what? When we scored, I was actually still moaning about the goal. I was like, this is rubbish, man. I can't believe it. And I was like, Havertz. I was like, yeah, everything's good, man. We're good people. It's emotion, man. It's what makes football great, right?
It's emotion, 100%. You know what? On a more serious note, though, because it is a more serious note what I'm about to say, but that moment with Sterling,
yeah,
I think I said something like, "Oh, come on, man! How long you been in this country?" I meant league, but off the back of that, yeah, I've got about a couple messages, a couple people have left comments on my Insta, on YouTube, like accusing me of racism and mind how I'm talking about the black players and this and that, and bro. There was nothing racial about what I said there. It's how long he's been in the league. And if anyone knows me, this is why I got offended by this accusation, because if anyone knows me, they would know I'm so far removed from that sort of an allegation or accusation. It is mad for me to hear that accusation. Anything I say, there's not an iota of racial opinion in that comment, or whatever comment I make moving forward, any other comment I've made previously. So I just want to get that out there, because there has been a couple comments about it. My son's half black.
Come on, man.
It's absolutely, but listen, obviously, still, that's not that's not the fact that people can still be racist, but the people don't swing it that way. But yeah, back to it. On Sterling, bro, on that moment, I said the same. I was like, what's this guy on, bro? You're 29. You've been in this league for 10 plus years, and you're getting moved to like that. And not only moved to, you're looking up at the ref, and they're looking up at these refs and hoping that they give something in your favor. And obviously 2-2 is a problem for us.
Bro, Raheem deserved cussing at that time anyway, man. You know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, what are you doing? Like, you've played for elite clubs, bro. You know what I mean? And yeah, I didn't like it. I was angry at the time. I said, yo, all that Jamaica tax is running out real quick, bro. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, I'm thinking, yo, Chelsea have bumped us, bro. You know what I mean?
you told me game week 4, you looked at me and said, the tax might be over, it might be over, and it hasn't got any better since.
It ain't got no better since, bro. Listen, like, I'm not just straight away just disregarding the guy, but I'm kind of 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was thinking, yo, you might be able to get in the team and be the main left winger, but now I'm like, yo, you're an impact player off the bench, nothing more. Let's not even think about signing.
That's even reaching at the moment. Because what impact has he made off the bench for us?
Yeah. And the thing is, I'm almost looking at it like, I'd rather see Nwaneri playing than Sterling and Jesus. I mean, don't get me started on that guy. I'm further down the line on that one than I am with Sterling. At least with Sterling, I'm like, you know what? By June, this is over, right? Yeah. It's over. He goes back. Chelsea fan was laughing at me in the comments. Said, bro, he's still got like a couple of years on his deal. We're not signing him in the summer. He's going to be your problem again by the end of June. So, but Jesus,
I think same though, bro. I think June we won't have to worry about Jesus. I think he's gone by next season. Has to be, bro.
No disrespect. Like, I'm not being disrespectful. It's actually a compliment to the club. We've moved beyond them players there, bro. We need to upgrade again.
100%. And people like off the back of forever. I don't know if you saw it last week, but they thought I was doing Jesus prop because when Lee Judges said he would panic if Havertz isn't in the starting lineup, I questioned it. But me questioning it was more my faith in Arteta, because I've seen Arteta work wonders without Rice and Odegaard away at a tough North London derby, without Odegaard away at Man City. So when I questioned that, it wasn't me giving Jesus props, because I don't think no one was banging the drum more than me, maybe as much as me in the summer, about a striker or an attacker like you, for example. Yeah. But this is the reason why, because I just feel like Jesus, you can't really rely on, whether it's the injuries coming back to haunt him or the initial injury coming back to haunt him, in terms of he's not the same player. He can't turn man as much as he used to. He still has one moment in games, but bro, this guy used to have 7, 8, 9 moments where he's doing something and you're like, come on, he's a baller. Now you don't even get that from him. And if you add that to already a lack of clinicalness in front of goal, or when given the opportunity, then you ain't really got what we was getting from Jesus when we first signed him. He's far gone from that player. He was very agile and nimble when he first signed for us. And listen, an ACL can do that, especially when you're older. He's not young 20s anymore. So we're gonna have to move on. We're gonna have to move on from him 100%. Like that Havertz goal. For me, Jesus needs to look at that and think, listen, I had a chance today, and I had a chance, in the last chances over the last few weeks. That's what I should have done. That's what I needed to have done. You know?
Bro, even Bolton, he starts. Bolton are struggling in League One, bro. They're in a relegation battle. We scored 5. He didn't score.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel a little bit for Jesus, a little bit, not in the sense like, listen, he's in a financial great position. He's at Arsenal. I mean, in the sense of like, the tide turns real quick in football. All of a sudden, the majority of the fan base have given up on him. It's like, and he's probably, but when you look at players like Xhaka, for example, he had a lot more patience. He put in years of,
Yeah,
below average performances and was still hailed as a bit of a hero when he gave us one good season. But I just think with Jesus now, you're at a point where what is he offering to the team? He's not creating chances, he's not scoring chances, he's not as sharp as he used to be. Like you said, the ACL can definitely change your mobility and your movement. And it just doesn't even seem like he's got the belief. I remember an interview when we signed him where there was a guy on Sky, one of the South American reporters was saying, Jesus has told the national coach that he wants to play on the wing. And the national coach is saying, we haven't got a striker. You need to play up front. And it was almost as if I felt like, and even when Aguero left City, you thought, well, Jesus will be the striker.
yeah,
He was playing out wide or sitting on the bench. So I don't even know if he's got the belief to be a goal scorer in this country. I think he doesn't want that responsibility on his shoulders. And the one thing that I will give Havertz is, the guy just doesn't seem to lack belief, and
yeah,
what he offers. And I saw something you said on Forever, actually, and I was saying it in the stream, and you was bang on. The way Havertz didn't celebrate his goal told me so much about that guy.
yeah, yeah.
I remember Lacazette against
Mhm.
Palace
Yep.
diving into the crowd.
Remember.
And like you said, Giroud doing that scorpion kick foolishness at 2-2, and Sanchez is grabbing him like, come on, what are you doing? Havertz scored a banger and just said, yo, halfway line, high five, pulled his socks up. I said, boy, you know what, bro? I might, you're really becoming a
Yeah,
very good player here. So
yeah.
yeah, it's amazing how things change, isn't it?
100%. I love that about him. I can't lie. That's the one thing I didn't know about him coming in. Obviously, he had the tag Shy Havertz, which, you know what? Actually, I need to bring that up maybe on Big Six tonight or one day anyway, because he's far from shy, bro. You know, he got that
Yeah,
tag there, and a year later now with us. That's the main thing about him that I've loved over the year is, firstly, I've loved that he hasn't cowered to people like me and a lot of people like me who have, thought that it was a useless signing to begin with. We shouldn't have bought him.
yeah,
He would be a hindrance with that wage and whatnot. To turn that around and have the 2024 he's having, but his character and that moment and those moments throughout the year he's been with us, because he's had moments in games as well where he's either being a prick, or he's just like he's being cheeky, or I forgot a game where he was having like a full blown like verbal war with someone throughout the game. Was it that guy that grabbed Jesus's bum on the pitch? Pause.
that was the Wolves game, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it might have been that one. I think it might have been
Yeah,
that defender actually. But
yeah,
things like that, I love it because that's gone from the game. Like
yeah, it has.
that's gone from the game, and even though I still want more from him,
Yeah,
I'm getting more than I expected out of him, and that says a
100%.
lot, because now when I say I want more from him, I'm just thinking about the position in general, and being our number 9, and I know he's not a natural number 9, but what he done on the weekend, that goal, for example, that's
Yeah,
that's a natural number 9 finish. You know, it's sharp, it's out of his feet, it's get a yard on the defender, bit of space, and it's buried in off the post, bottom corner, beautiful.
yeah,
More of that, along with everything else he's doing. Bro, he's gonna justify the price tag. He's gonna justify the wages. But all in all, he's definitely turned around my opinion of him. Like, people think I find it hard to give him flowers. I don't. Like, I didn't find it hard to give Xhaka flowers in his final year. Like, I wouldn't have found it hard to give Ozil if he did turn it around, or Bellerin, or all of these people that I've doubted in the past. I've shown that I can hold my hands up and say, you know what, he's proven me wrong. And
yeah,
Havertz is one of those. The position is definitely his. There's no doubt about that. But the same people that will, argue with me and call me negative for saying I wouldn't panic without Havertz are the same people that will argue with me and call me negative if I say we're light. Which one is it? Like, panic
yeah,
without
yeah.
Havertz, or are we light? Like, you can't be angry at me saying both things. Like, both things doesn't really make sense. So yeah, don't worry, we're on that. We're getting used to Kai, man. One day you
Yeah,
might
yeah.
see a shirt on this rail with his name on the back. Who knows?
If we win the league, he gets 20 goals. We might have to print 29 just for banter, to be honest, just for the turnaround. But
Bro.
you know, as crazy as it is, though, bro. Like, and I would still buy a striker, though, despite all of that.
100%. Nah,
I
people
would
shouldn't get it
still
twisted.
get rid of Jesus in January and go and buy whoever it is, Gyökeres, or because he still needs to have that pressure that, bro, this is still Arsenal. And like I said, the only thing that I question with Havertz still is those big away games. Even this year, Villa, City, Tottenham didn't score in them. Last year, Liverpool, City, didn't score in them. There's still another hurdle to overcome, but there's no doubt he's improving. And I said it on one of the shows the other day. When we were getting them media passes, when we signed him and he was coming out of the mix zone, he had his head down. It's like, an animal that's been thrown into the wild. It was like, are these not going to accept me? He was very timid. And when we seen him this year, like, he was just walking out and he had banter with us, and you could tell he's feeling that love at Arsenal. And I don't think Chelsea ever gave him that, even though he won the Champions League. Their fans don't really check for him like that. And I think he feels like the Arsenal fans have really warmed to him. And I think that's why we're probably seeing more quality from him now. So, yeah, it's...
Listen, I'd argue to find a top club fan base that would or does love a player more than Arsenal as soon as we sign them in general. There might be some that do it as much as us in terms of, especially online. But as soon as Arsenal sign a player, they have a defense league, a strong defense league that will go to absolute war. It doesn't matter if that player is Kai Havertz. It doesn't matter if that player is Alexis Sanchez. It doesn't matter Carl Jenkinson. They've all had defense leagues in the past. So if he is, and it looks to be, a player that thrives in confidence, then this is the perfect club. Because listen, people might look at me and others over the years and AFTV's early days and say, well, there's a fair bit of hate and they're or abusive or negativity and all that. Likewise, in every fan base, Arsenal, very big fan base, obviously online, probably the starters of this thing in terms of fan-led channels and all of this stuff. But yeah, I mean, he's thriving and long may it continue. Long may it, because I'm with you. We need another striker, but a different striker. When we had Jesus banging in those first 6 months, I said, bring Tony in because he's a target man. He can link up play. He can drop. He can be a problem in the box. That's what Havertz has turned out to be now. Exactly that description. Problem in the box, can come drop the link up and probably more aside from the goal scoring that Tony has over him. Now it's a case of getting a better Jesus, which is a smaller, more nimble striker, someone that can get in behind and a better finisher as well in that department.
Yeah, definitely, man. But the thing is, I don't see it happening. That's the only thing. Because I can't imagine Jesus will go in January. It's probably more likely a summer move, in it, if anything.
They're linking him in January, but what was it? Palmeiras, is it?
Palmeiras, yeah. But would he go back to Brazil? I don't even know if them clubs can afford them wages. I saw today, bro, that Jesus second highest earner, which I didn't know.
Bro. I saw that in the chat just now, and I thought, let me ignore that because I don't know if that's true. But if it's true, I could flip.
265. 260. Yeah. Second after Havertz.
It's a bloody disgrace.
But you know what it is, yeah? Like at the time.
No time was he worth 265.
He wasn't, but
no time.
That's probably what they had to do to convince him to join us, man. It's horrible, but we were Europa League when we signed him. We finished 5th.
That's true, But I've been getting onto Havertz on 275, and this guy's on 265.
265. 2027, his contract ends as well. So he's got 2 years in the summer.
Jesus Defense League, be ready because you're gonna need to show up in the next 2-3 months because 265 on this guy. Nah, he needs to be humble himself. If he can tell a Brazil manager that he wants to play wing, he can tell Arteta he wants to half his wages. Something needs to happen right immediately. By January, Palmeiras can't afford anywhere near that.
No chance. When you look at his stats, oh my days, like 11 goals the first season. He only played 26, and then 4 goals last season. I mean, he hasn't scored this season in the league. I know he doesn't start, but he hasn't scored in any competition this season for us. Nothing. Yeah. Not one assist.
League, I thought, where did he score?
He hasn't scored or got an assist this season. We're going to struggle to move him because who's giving him them wages unless he goes Saudi?
how when? Well, this is his third season with us, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
When's his? Was it 4 or 5 years we got him? 2027.
2027. Yeah. 2 years in the summer.
2 years in the summer. Yeah, it's gonna have to be a. It's gonna have to be a one of those Lacazette, Aubameyang, Ozil type of ones. Like a see you later. Can we even
It's
afford
mad,
that?
you know. When we signed him, I thought something was going to happen with him. You know, I'll be honest. I looked at him as a player that I thought 10, 15 goals at City, but playing every week, we might get that closer to 20. And he's so sharp at the time as well. But I think the knee injuries ruined him. I'll be honest. I think pre-knee injury, there was a big talent there, but he looks a bit stockier now. He doesn't move as well, and the goals are just not there. The goal threat's not even there.
So, yeah, 20 is always the target for me with a striker. I don't care if you're a false 9 or a true 9. I don't care about all that. 20 is the target. You know, like if you don't hit it, but it's like an 18-11 season or something. That's a different conversation we're having. But 20 for a striker is the target. It was for Jesus. It is for Havertz now, regardless both not being natural number 9s.
Yeah.
I can't lie. Jesus on 265 is a big hindrance, especially when you consider how tight we had to be in the summer. Not just tight, we had to make money, essentially.
Yeah.
That's something that needs to get sorted. 265. I don't even know if Isak would want that much right now. Well, actually, he's at Newcastle, but yeah. That's mad. But yeah, you're right. We had to do what we had to do. Lucky it worked, though, because at the time when we signed Jesus and Zinchenko, none of us thought, we're up there now. We're challenging. It just happened. Imagine it didn't happen and the 265. What's Zinni on then?
I think he's on like 150s, isn't he?
So he was a bit humble in that regard then. Jesus is quite... Bro, I'd put him into...
Remember, they signed Zinni from Ukraine. He would have been on peanuts. I think Jesus was very hyped when they got him from Brazil. He was seen as the next big thing. So the wage would have been different. Have you been, just quickly, have you changed your mind at all with Isak? Because of he's very injury prone at the moment, you know.
I know, man. I mean, have I changed my mind? Maybe on the price. Yeah. I mean, this summer I would have given a hell of a lot to get it done. I think next summer there'll be more options in the market. Yeah. So maybe, but listen, it's still early. And if Isak goes to have 25, 30 games and hits near enough 20 again, then he's still going to be in that conversation. But I do expect more strikers to be available next summer, one way or another, whether it's a young one that makes his name or a couple more that add another season onto their belts in terms of reputation. Yeah, because this summer it felt like it was listen, football in general starving, but the striker market, my God, I mean,
yeah, for real.
Yeah, I ain't seen it so bad. So, well, you're saying you've changed your mind, or you're on course if it continues. I'd agree with that. I'm on course if it continues this way.
Yeah, I think, like you said, man, it's the price has got to drop. It's got to drop, and that 120 and all that talk that's out the window for me. I think we've all got to keep an eye on this Gyökeres. You know, I still don't know enough about him to fully say whether he's the guy, but it's just every time I watch him, he's just banging goals in. Champions League debut, gets man of the match and scores. Goes and plays for Sweden, runs from his own half and slots it in. He just seems to score in every game. So, and he's got a release clause, 85 million. So,
is it?
Yeah, I think he's the one you got to keep an eye on. He did an interview last week as well where he was just he basically said that he wants clubs to come in for him if they said, are you disappointed you didn't get the move? And he says, I think the price was too high, the release clause. But he said, hopefully if I have another good season, I'll convince people. So I was thinking he wants the move.
Yeah.
But it's just...
It was 85 M's this summer. Oh, yeah. Well, I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, his interest, I mean... I'm not going to act like I know a hell of a lot about him, but I'm like you. Since hearing his name pop up and seeing him, he's banging goals more or less every time I'm seeing him. So for me, it's a case of we have to take a punt. If there's not the ideal out there, I don't want to hear another, we're waiting for the ideal. It's sometimes but listen, we might win the league this year and none of us really care too much because, if we win the league, obviously we expect to improve the side and get signings, but we would have crossed the line that we've very much needed to cross for a little while. But in terms of I'd still say the fan base is maybe 90-10 or 85-15 in terms of trust. And this is obviously including the online and in terms of doubt. I think winning the league, crossing that line, it has to go to 100. And from there, it's about just trusting it. Because when I was young, there was players, of course, like when Ronaldinho was linked to United, I was always like, why would we need to try and obviously when he went Barca, I was like, yes. So there was moments like that, but I never went into the summer thinking, hey, I want to buy this player, that player, I want to get this one, that one. We was always talking about it in school. It was more a case of we're winning stuff, we're doing our thing, we've got quality players, do what you need to do in the summer. I want to get back to that. Probably not good content though, because if I start, there won't be much of a transfer show from me. But yeah, man, even this summer, I was like, I've doubted signings from you in the past, and they've turned around and slapped me in the face. Long may that continue. Sign who you need to sign. Let's win the league now. That's always been my thing this summer.
Yeah. And I think the thing is as well, because Havertz is playing well, I reckon the club are not looking at a big striker as a priority. I think the plan was to get Sesko, who was a young player, slightly different profile, and use him as a backup player that can kind of learn and be rotated. I'm not sure Arsenal were really looking for a first choice striker. I think if you read the stories, it seems like we wanted Nico Williams and couldn't convince him. So I think they were going to go for the left winger and Havertz. So maybe if Jesus goes, they'll look for a striker that can maybe play back up to Havertz or a different profile. Like you said, I know you've mentioned like a Pender in the past.
He started the season well as well. People are laughing at me for that suggestion last season.
You've got stocks in him, man. I'm telling you, man loves that.
Why don't people listen? Well, one little second. Imagine, years ago, Robbie asked me who's better than Eddie, and I said Patson Daka. To this day, people bring up Patson Daka to me. To this day. Why don't no one bring up these names, bro? To this day, why don't no one bring up these names to me, bro? Marino, I said 2 years ago, let's sign him. No one wants to bring that up to me. They're still talking to me about Patson Daka and Andre Silva and people like this. Just leave me alone. They're still better than Eddie, bro. That's my thing. That's the only. Even with Werner, Werner was on a list of names during a show when we were talking about wingers that would be interested in, and I was like, yeah, I'll give him a go. He causes chaos. To this day, now people are like, Werner, that's your guy.
Even I drop that on you sometimes.
Yeah, bro, you as well.
I'm like, yo, Werner, yeah? And you're like, yo.
I've had to defend stocks in that one. People bring it up so much. Even my brethren brought it up to me the other day. Like, well, you still think Werner's good? I said, I never said he was good. I said he's chaos, innit? That doesn't mean good. To this day, man.
Once you associate with a name, they won't let you forget it, bro. I'm telling you.
Nah, bro. Remember, people, Pender's the one to remember now, because people laughed. Next, we'll see him move because 20 goal seasons back to back in 3 different leagues. I think it's what was it? Belgium? Was it Belgium, French, German?
Yeah, I'm looking at his stats now.
I think he hit 20 goals 3 seasons in a row in 3 different leagues.
24 last year for Leipzig, 21 the year before for Lens,
French,
and then he got 19 the year before in Holland, and then he was in Belgium. So even this year, he's got 4 goals in 6 games already. So yeah, you probably got a point.
And he's got Sesko there as well, who started the season well. So that their situation's a bit different in terms of they got a couple goal scorers. Bro, he looks good. Yeah. And if we are saying that the idea is to bring a stronger left winger in and then bring in a rotation option up top, then I think players like Openda, Sesko, these players would accept that. I don't think they're coming in with big egos to be like, nah, that's my spot. I want it from day one. If you want it, try and take it. It's Havertz's for now, but obviously end of the season it might be different. But whoever it is that comes in, there's no one out there with a big ego for me that in the striking department that would warrant a start straight away. Or am I? If it was Isak though, that's the thing.
Yeah, Isak or someone like that maybe. But there's not many of them. There's not many of them.
As Gyökeres come in and start straight away, he'd have to take it. Come off the bench, score a goal.
Paying 85 million, but yeah, it would happen. I think he'd realise he has to battle with him, but I think he'd have the belief that he could take him out. just with the
Yeah.
amount of goals. But do you know what? They're hammering me in the chat here because it's funny, because I did a stream once for 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours.
I
bro.
did that one as well.
Yeah, you see, you probably went live straight after me. I had a complete meltdown, because, and you know what? I'll be real. I just used to watch this guy's highlights most of the time, I said, yo, this guy's the new Cazorla. Left foot, right
He was
foot.
good, bro. He was good at one point.
I went mad when he signed for Villa. I watched him play for Villa. I said, yo, this guy's not even that good. I couldn't believe it. I said, I've just done a 2-hour video about why we should have signed this guy. I said, boy, I might have to edit that one. Even Rashford.
Rashford.
I've said Rashford. That was the argument. Remember in America, you was like Werner. I said, nah, Rashford.
Yeah, that was the argument. Yeah, actually.
The argument. They killed
me. We both lost that one, bro. We both lost that argument.
Yeah. Rashford's
in different ways. We lost it in different ways.
Yeah, Rashford's. I don't know what Rashford is anymore, to be honest.
Cecil will still take Rashford. Don't get that. You see that guy? He will still take Rashford. Man.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Who even asked me about him? No, it wasn't Rashford. Someone asked me about Pogba the other day because of the ban being reduced.
Yeah. I spoke about him today, bro.
What are you saying? Pogba in?
Slow content day, man. Pogba, you know what
I mean? On the PR train, yeah.
I was Robbie says, yo, when I got no transfer news, I just say, would you take this player? There's no link, there's no nothing. So we spoke about Pogba, man, but Arteta would not go anywhere near Pogba, man. Let's be honest.
Not worth the risk. I don't mind. I want Arteta to sign. Because that's the one thing that people try, and us as well. Can he manage big, not necessarily big egos, but big names? Let's say, even though we've got big names now, they've grown into big names under him. Yeah, that would be an interesting one, but not Pogba. Like that ain't the name that I'd want to.
Yeah, he's a crazy player because sometimes you get caught up in his ability because his ability levels are outrageous, but his production isn't, and it hasn't been really for a while. You just have that thing in your back of the mind, line. Imagine if he just came in for 3 or 4 months, left centre mid, Rice, Pogba, Odegaard. But the only thing that puts me off Pogba massively is that Mourinho has said so many things about his attitude in the dressing room, and I think we've got such a good dressing room at the moment. You can't afford somebody to come in. You don't mind if you're bringing in an absolute world beater at the top of his game. If he's getting Mbappe, you think, well, there's a personality problem, but he'll win us the league. Not Pogba in 2024.
No.
You know what I mean? So, let him go. He needs to go Saudi as well. Go and cash out.
Yeah, or America even.
Or America, yeah. He likes that hip-hop lifestyle.
Yeah, man. Go play with Messi, Inter Miami.
Yeah, they'll love it, man. If so,
Messi link up. I'd to be honest, I do watch a few of them when they're playing. I watch a few of them because I'm always up late as well. But Pogba, Messi, I'll be watching a few more games or highlights at the very least.
Yeah.
In that league, Pogba, Messi, they'd be doing let alone Suarez and Busquets and who else is there? Alba,
yeah.
Alba. They got a few.
There's a few, man.
I put McGregor in the thumbnail.
That's the Irish in you, innit? I seen McGregor. I said, yo.
Before the stream, I put in Arsenal news on Google because I thought obviously we got the game to talk about, but what else has been trending? Because I'm not really on socials like that, like I should be anyway. It said Arsenal to change rules on people coming on the pitch because of complaints about McGregor and the incident. And they called it an incident with Saka. And there's like various reports saying, the protocol is going to change and they're going to stop allowing people onto the pitch like that.
Yeah.
Who's complaining about this, bro?
Oh, do you know what? It's funny because I didn't know nothing about it. So obviously the next day I'm just scrolling the timeline. And this guy, somebody must have retweeted it. This guy was like, who allowed McGregor to do this? And the guy even done like a slow-mo of McGregor. Because he was like play fighting with Saka. Right? And he was like, look, this could have done like his ligaments in his knee. Or so. I said, brother, what is really going on in the world nowadays?
That's why.
I know we're getting older, and I say this every stream. I say, people, I must be getting older. And I know it's professional football, and you do have to be careful. But like, bro,
don't blame this one on age, bro. There's a lot of things we can back in my day and all of
Yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff. This ain't it. This one they need to. I don't know, like I don't know what you'd call it, because even some of the words you'd call it, people would look down on this, in this day and age. But they need to sort themselves out. How can you slow mo a
He
two man
slow-moed it.
play fighting essentially? Saka was even enjoying himself. Like what the hell's going on? I don't.
Do you know what it would? Do you know what though? It would have been so Arsenal, wouldn't it, if McGregor injured him? Imagine if like McGregor injured Saka for 3 months. Like I swear down, like it would have been crazy. A man was saying, "Yo, I don't trust him. Like, look, he's getting too aggressive with him." Because he was speaking to Declan Rice, yeah, and he was the guy. Did you see the conversation they was having? And he was like,
Yes,
"Oh,
bro, that
Rice
guy.
used to play for Ireland," and he was like,
Yeah.
"Did you?" And I was like, and then he just went quiet. And I was thinking, this guy, does he even know what's going on? Like,
Bro, whoever said that whilst they put Declan Rice right in it, because that ain't
yeah,
something to mess about with. This one ain't something. If McGregor was all there on the time, because I think he was either waived or whatever he was, yeah. If he was,
yeah,
he would have been a bit more like, what do you mean he played for? Nah, he just said, fuck it. Like, it is what it is. And to be honest, that was an awkward moment, because that was a big thing that Rice did at the time when he chose to play for England. There was that moment where McGregor, I think it's the third kick, like, and then it looked like he hit him by accident or something, because afterwards he was like, "Oh, sorry." But even when I looked at it again, I was thinking nothing even happened. That. So I'm not surprised these Twitter people do what they did, and they probably led the petition to send to Arsenal. And
yeah, definitely, man. No one else could come on the pitch.
yeah, bro. To me, that was funny. I can't even. Obviously, I like McGregor, and some of the things he's done in and said in life, I haven't liked. But in terms of UFC and mixed martial arts, yeah, he's a legend in that. So when I saw it, I was like, this is one for the books. I mean, I didn't think I'd see McGregor and Saka fighting. That wasn't on my bingo card, but here we are. It's a nice little video, and kept it moving. So when I searched Arsenal news just before this, and I saw Arsenal to change protocol because complaints about McGregor potentially, and it said an injury in Saka, I was thinking, but you are right. Imagine, it's just typical of.
Yeah. He kicks him and he does his knee or something. You're like, oh my god, like it would have been mad, but
yeah, it would have been mad. Yeah, because he's Irish too. I see in the chat he's Irish, but he's aside from being Irish, whatever country he might have come from, he is a legend in mixed martial arts, UFC. So, next time Khabib to protect Saka. You want another war in the Emirates? That's it, bro.
On the pitch.
The stadium will be done. Let me look at what super chats have come in so far before we move on. Lamin said the favela dons don't know my man like that. Mad. I think that came during Jesus.
Yeah.
White Glove says we should be signing non-debatable ballers. Simple. Yeah, in terms of the final piece or pieces of the first 11, yeah,
definitely.
Outside of that, then I don't mind, a surprise or two. Back up to the top. Ricky says, big up Turk and Kurt. Come on, conceding at home been an issue, not just this year, but for 2-3. Villa lost last year, lost us the title. What's the problem and fix? I'll ask you, bro, because I don't really, I don't know what the problem is.
I think is it one clean sheet? Is it at home? I think Wolves the only one. Brighton concede, Leicester. Obviously, Bolton not included. And if we're just talking about the league, do we relax too much when we're playing lesser opposition? Because I thought Southampton was a banker clean sheet. I thought, no way we concede. Not only do we concede, the post and the bar, and Raya's missing crosses, what I haven't seen him miss, and Saliba's just letting man shoot without really closing them down. It was a little bit. I think Kwanzaa right. I think complacency is the word, because against PSG we were unreal, and then Southampton we look very lackadaisical. So maybe the changes as well. I think the chemistry was off, but I think complacency for me is the main thing.
Complacency for so long, like after back-to-back second place finishes, I would have thought that that's one easy lesson to learn. If that is the lesson, if the lesson is complacency, then after 2 back-to-back finishes, I'd be thinking to myself, there's none of that complacency now. Even if it's at home, we might be 2 up or whatever. We need to be on job. So I don't know if I could. Like, I think complacency for me is
I think that's an excuse.
the not necessarily excuse, but I think it's the easiest thing for us to predict that it is. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but at the same time, I don't know if it's deeper than that, because it can't be too much deeper than that when you look at how good we've been over the last 2-3 years in general.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Ricky, I can't answer the question if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, it's difficult to pinpoint, really.
Yeah, and I always go back to the easy prediction, which is complacency. Oh yeah, but I just don't think it's that. I just don't think it's that. Some people have said pressure about. We've had much higher pressure games away from home and dealt with that. Why would pressure at home be more stringent to deal with? I don't know.
Yeah.
Greeny Man says, I want to know about you and Crocs. Me.
I'm sure somebody's put a super chat as well, haven't they? Another one about that, but someone was saying in the messages that they saw you wearing Crocs or something.
Yeah, bro, I wear Crocs. What the hell?
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen it in the chat just then. Man said, "Yo, Turkish, tell me about the Crocs."
Bro,
Look, Crocs in public, man, I said.
Yeah, bro, listen, if I'm at home and I'm going shop, I'll wear Crocs. If I'm at the studio and I'm going shop, I'll wear Crocs. Are people crazy? I'm a 36-year-old man. You want me to come out in LVs to go shop or something? Nah.
Bro, they want explanations, bro. You know what I mean? They want explanations.
And you know the deepest thing is, I've been wearing Crocs. 16 years I've been wearing Crocs. 16 years. And I used to get ripped to shreds at uni. Kingston Uni. My brethren used to rip me to shreds. Now I see all of them in Crocs. And they tell me, oh, it's comfy, you know. No shit, Sherlock. I've been wearing them for 15 years. So if anyone in the chat's like my friends 15 years ago, go get yourself some Crocs before you slander them in here. Because I'm telling you, your feet will thank you. Yeah, my feet thank me anytime I put a Croc on. Trust me on that. Well, hey, Crocs, shout me, man.
You should be getting a sponsor. You should email someone, say, listen, 15 years I've been repping these.
Have you got Crocs, Curtis?
Yeah, but I wear them local, around the house, bit of gardening. You might not really see me out on the road with them.
Broski, I got furry ones, pause, but they're the home ones. When my foot goes into that, it's nearly bedtime. I'll tell you that. I got the hard plastic ones. They're for the war and the roads. You know, it could get sticky on these streets. You need that. You need that extra grip.
Listen,
I got the white ones just in case it's the all-white party. No, I'm joking. I don't have the all-white ones, but yeah, black on black. That's it. Black on black.
He's got furry Crocs, people. I don't know what's happening. Yo, Furkish, you know, Furkish. Man's wearing furry Crocs.
Hey, them Crocs bang. I have to go downstairs and get them. Hey, next time I'm bringing them up with me, man. Them Crocs.
You need to get a sponsor. You need to email someone.
People tag me. I don't know how we do this, man. Tag me on the Crocs on Instagram or something, man. They need to shout me, man, because I've spent quite a lot of P's over 15 years on Crocs. But listen, what even worse, man, I'm wearing Uggs. Talk about them.
Yeah, for real.
Man, I'm wearing Uggs on this earth. And you're talking to me about Crocs. Crocs are units, bro. They're like military slippers.
The way the man's justifying it is mad, you know. But I hear you. They are mad comfortable, but I just around the house.
Laurie turned around to me the other day, yeah, when I was at the studio. Because obviously I wear trainers, like when I'm going out, I wear trainers, but I've got Crocs at the studio, I've got Crocs in my boot, I got Crocs at home, I got different Crocs.
Man's fully loaded, you know. He's got one in each place he's going.
I ain't messing about, bro. So Laurie turns to me and goes, "You're still wearing these?" I said, "What's wrong with you, man? Like you're a triple OG. Like just it's not for you. Don't worry about that." He's like,
"Yeah.
It's just bare feminine." And I'm like, "How is this big?"
Oh, he's gone like that, yeah.
Big military style thing feminine to you? Like what kind of women do you like? I don't understand. And he's just like, feminine. I said, if you see how many women do you see with these? I'm like, this is a man's slipper. The furry ones now, okay, that one I've crossed the line a little bit, but when I tell you, I put my foot in that and it's warm as hell, and my foot is just Trust me. I'm 36, people. Watch when you these 20-year-olds in the chat thinking about watch when you reach 30s how important your feet are, your lower back, your upper back, your stretches in the mornings and all of that, you're gonna feel, and you're gonna remember this video and think, I might need to buy some Crocs because my Achilles it's not doing what it needs to do.
Hey, I'm telling you, comfort is key as you get older. Still, I can't lie, man. You know, back in the day, you try and get like the trainers, you might get the size lower because they look better, but your feet are getting battered in there. Now you're like, oh, just give me the big size, man. You know what I mean? But Laurie, yeah, you know, Laurie's a man who just lives. He's living in oversized Air Force Ones, isn't it? So the Crocs are a foreign language to him.
Talk is cheap. You know him well, bro. I look down. He's got the black and white Air Forces on. You know Laurie. He's from that D block locks. Like he was he was in the streets.
Yeah,
like,
he's still. If you're wearing full black Air Forces nowadays, you're a lunatic. Still, I can't lie. You know what I mean?
Can't mess with Laurie. I'm telling you. I turned to him. I said black and white. He's like, yeah, man, the best trainer ever made. I was like, I don't know about that, but yeah. Yeah, big up Laurie, man. Big up Laurie.
Big up, man.
Go subscribe to LL Sports and News, people. That's his channel.
Big up.
And next video he puts up, I'll go to the last video he put up, people, and go write something about Crocs underneath that video. Tell him he needs to get some Crocs. Curtis is right, lunatic though. Them furry Crocs are Uggs. They're not, bro. I'm not talking about fur like it's coming out like Prince or something, bro. It's fur that's matted into the inside, bro. You're not seeing the fur from outside, bro. You think this is
Furkish, you know? I'm telling you, man's wearing some.
This guy thinks I'm coming out like Prince or Elton John and some furry slippers. Like, bro, it's not that. Look at me, bro. I'm a big man, 36, big beard. I'm not.
When Big Six finishes, man, I'm telling you, this guy, furry Crocs and silk robes and all that. You know what I mean?
Broski, silk robes and that's life. I think you complete life. If I'm in furry Crocs and a silk robe, life is complete, bro. No one chat to me. That's it. Comment section off at that point. The comment section.
Yeah, you lock it off. You don't even read nothing out.
Why is it? Even on Pro the other day, Pro clubs, they're calling me Turksy, and I'm thinking, why is Turkish just fit in with bare different slander names?
Oh, that's sad, man.
I need Xerxes to start banging in goals because he's not doing my name justice.
Oh, that's a mad one.
Why so you can be? I added the Crocsy. Someone saw me. They said, that's
someone
why.
Saw you. Yeah.
That's why. Big up whoever saw me as well. What did you think about the Crocs? What are you saying? Fashionista or drop it in the bin? Why always me? Big up Turkish and Big C. Luca.
You better be careful, you know, because I ain't never heard of him.
That name, no. It looks like it. Let me even search this name because
that's what I said, you know. Because I don't even know that guy.
He's a baller still. What, 22 years old? Okay. So Sucic is the next big thing from Croatia. Remember the name. I'm going to remember it now. Plays at Sociedad, scored a banger versus Atletico. He can play 10 and 8. Luka Sucic. It just sounds like I'm about to say something crazy.
Yeah. With the furry Crocs, you know what I mean? It ain't gonna help.
Yeah, 2 + 2. I was coming out with 18, bro. Yeah, I thought, nah. Let's research this one.
To Google that first.
Come on, Pratisha. In the comments, fashionista. This is what I'm saying. Don't do that nail emoji, though, man. I'm a man, though. You can't do that nail emoji, Pratisha, man. Yeah. I'm not young thug. Like I'm not none of these. I'm not one of these type of men either. Lamin says. Oh, mate. Free fugger though, same way. Lamin says, pick up my bros. Havertz is doing his thing, but I, in my mid-30s with a U, need this title now. I had a 33-10 last time we won. It's mad out here. Jesus is the Sheik Luch of our attack. Fix up. That's disrespect to Sheik. I can't lie.
He's J Hood, bro.
J Hood. Yeah. J Hood.
Animal.
J Hood. Yeah. Sheik's had one classic as well. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot the name of the album, but he's had one classic album. Well, I say classic for his standards. It's 95% solid. But big up the community for the super chats. We're 49 minutes in, 1.2k in the building. Hit the like button, people, man. Like Curtis said on his stream the other day, where do you hear man talking about Crocs and then whatever we went on to talk about next? fairy Uggs and shit. Oh my god. Big up Nando in the chat as well. Hope you're good, my bro. Come, Nando, message me as well on Insta because I think I've lost your last message. So I was meant to get back to you about Sutton before the last back your chat. F94 says Sutton D plus Brighton L. Oh, the Southampton draw and the Brighton lost at the end of 22-23. The players felt the City pressure. Villa 23-24. Arteta tinkered, got outdone by Emery. It's both players and Arteta, in my opinion. So what are you saying? One season on the players, one season on Mikel is essentially what you're saying. So this season, yeah.
See what it is, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Big up the community for sending in the super chats. And what else did I leave? So, to be honest, we didn't even talk about Saka. And I mean, how many times do you talk about Saka in this way, though? Like, I'm kind of, you know what? This is the way to bring Saka into it because I'm tired of saying how good he is, how much he's improving. Not tired of it, but we'll save that for the ops because they've always got something to say. But Palmer, 4 goals. I mean, Matisse is saying best player in the league, world class. The conversations or the debate, or according to some, no debate, have started coming up like Foden and Saka over the years. Is it something you entertain, or is it just a case of appreciating the players for what they are? I mean, this is something that from young I actually did compare players with the opposition and argue for our players. But Palmer has started the season very well. I mean, Saka started the season as he always does, very well. But Palmer started the season 4 goals. For me, it's not the 4 goals that takes precedent for me. I mean, the free kick was amazing, but that pass to Jackson that should have been an assist, the one where he just gifted it over the top, and Jackson took it down, rounded the keeper, and fluffed his lines, and the touch against Forest. Did you see the touch?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, mad.
Oh, I don't see ballers like this anymore. I'll be honest with you. Like that, those 2 moments, forget all the goals and assists. Those 2 moments that didn't result in anything. He is a baller, but this ain't me saying he's better than Saka because again, I just think they're very different players and playing in different positions. Again, I think Palmer's probably better centrally as a number 10, and Saka is on the right side. But yeah, well, what do you make of it all now? And Foden has barely played this season. I mean,
he's treating Foden mad. Listen, I always say like Palmer on the eye test is, listen, he's probably a bit more silkier than Saka. There's no doubt about that. I think Saka's a bit more bullish, like power and, you know, that sort of thing. But I always say, bro, they're always comparing them to Saka. That tells you everything. That means he's the benchmark.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, is Foden better than Saka? Okay, cool. But now Foden goes to the Euros. Guess what? Outside of Pep's comfort blanket of the system, the guy couldn't do nothing. He's done nothing in an England shirt, really, Foden. And now Foden's on the bench and he's had a slow start to the season. So now they're forgetting that. They're going to Palmer now. Now, I think, I'll be honest, I think Palmer is an absolute baller. Like, there's no doubt about it. You watch him, he's just silky to watch. He's got that goal scoring instinct. He's almost like he finishes like a striker a little bit.
Yeah.
But again, I don't have no problem with it. I don't look at Palmer and think, oh my God, I wish I could get Palmer and get rid of Saka.
No.
Saka works for us, and Saka's had responsibility on his shoulders that Palmer and Foden have not had. Foden can have 4 bad games for Man City. It doesn't mean anything because Haaland will win the game, De Bruyne will win the game, Bernardo will win the game. And Palmer, no disrespect, you're playing for a team that's in the Conference League. If we're being factually honest about the situation, he's playing for a team at the moment that last season, when he scored 20 goals, they finished in a Conference League position. So he's not in the same pressure cooker that Saka's in at the moment. Saka's constantly under scrutiny for everything he does. And since Aubameyang left, he's basically been the talisman of Arsenal Football Club. And he's been through a crazy moment with England, you know, missed a penalty in a Euros final. He bounced back from it. You know, he's took it. So for me, listen, I have no problem with the debate. Everyone used to do it. You know, you see Messi's goal, yeah, but Ronaldo, you see Messi. We've been doing it for years. It's been happening probably forever. So I have no problem with the debate. It's what makes football football. And I do think Palmer's a top player. But
Yeah.
Saka's our guy, man. Saka produces. He's a talisman. He deals with the pressure. He gets kicked, hardly ever injured. And he's getting better. The numbers are getting higher. I think he'll get close to 20 goals this year. So,
Yeah.
man, I've got no problem with having Saka.
No, I agree. And Saka's, started younger. I mean, that's nothing Palmer could do about that. But because I do think if Palmer's trajectory goes the way it looks like it's going, then his rise will be similar to Saka's, but from a different start point in terms of age. Because Chelsea finished like 12th before they signed Palmer. Then they finished 6th last year or 7th last year.
Yeah.
They're many bookies' favorites and people's favorites for top 4 this year, or at least a challenge for top 4, which would mean another year-on-year better position and whatever over the season if he keeps that trajectory. But there's also strong rumors that Man United is it's the club he supports, and then one day he'd like to play there. So for Chelsea are just lucky that Man United are worse than they are. So if that continues, then I doubt he'd want to move. Easier question then. I say easier question, but Saka's always going to win the debate for us because Saka does what he does for us. If you could sign one of Palmer or Foden, same money, let's just say Palmer.
Yeah, Palmer. Because I see a ruthless edge about him and the way he finishes. And don't get me wrong, Foden is pure silk dribbling, but I don't know if he's been if Pep's system is kind of like a comfort blanket for him a little bit. Palmer just strikes me as one of them players. Just give me the ball. I'm going to do madness. Twist man up, nutmeg people, touches crazy, shoots from distance. I feel like Palmer wants to be the best player in the league, where I feel like Foden doesn't mind being in De Bruyne's shadow or in, you know what I mean? I think the mentality is a bit different. Even the fact Palmer said, like, do you see that interview? He said he went to Pep and said, like, I want to go on loan because I need to play. And that City were like, you're too good to loan. We've either got to sell you or keep you. And he's like, okay, I'll go. I think, for a young boy from Manchester to move to London, very different. And I just think the way he's embraced Chelsea. So, Palmer as well, I think, could end up playing in multiple positions. He could be a right winger. He could even end up being a striker. The way he finishes. So I'd take Palmer, man. A bit more ruthless.
Yeah, I mean, striker wouldn't be a bad shout. To be honest, you're the second person today because I did something for the club earlier. It'll be out later this week where we was asked about build your 11 for England that wins the World Cup 2026, and Adam put Palmer up top and gave similar. He's a good finisher. He can link up play. He can drop in and so on. And with Bellingham in the 10, Bellingham can still get in the box, and Palmer could they could rotate and change it up and all that. I actually said Delap, but that was just more of a. I was looking at a few young players, looking at the England side and saying who can England get in there? I said Lewis Skelly as well, left back, but we'll see how that goes.
There's not many good young English strikers, is there? Because Watkins is like 29, Kane's in his 30s. Tony don't get picked now. They're looking at him as like you've retired basically from international. I don't think he's all that, man. I mean, he might become.
He hasn't done anything yet for me to say, yeah. I mean, Delap. I've seen better from Delap this season than English strikers. Watkins has been good, I'd say, but Delap may be more surprising because we expect it from Watkins. Delap's City's player as well. That's another one they got.
Yeah, he come through their system.
Did you see the Athletic thing about Pep? And this is the closest he's ever been to potentially leaving at the end of the season, and they stopped short of saying he will. They still said City feel better about it now than they did 6 months ago or something. But it feels like, I mean, I say it, but I also feel like they might be lulling me into a false sense of security, that thinking he's going to go, and then bang, you wake up one morning, 115 charges drop, Pep resigns for 9 years, and you're fucked.
Yeah, I don't get carried away with that because, I mean, even when you watch them documentaries about Man City, Pep says so many times, like, there's no better environment to be at than this club. He has so much control over everything, what happens. The fan base are not volatile. They're not overly like critical of him. I just think with that court case in the background, he might have thought, if this goes pear-shaped, I need to get out of it. But then you see these reports today that they've won a few of the charges already. I even seen a thing today saying not only do they think City will not be charged, that City will sue the Premier League for damages if they win that case, because they're going to say, look, you've put their reputation, you've tarnished it by those accusations. So you know what I mean? So they could end up suing the Premier League if they win that case, which is just outrageous.
I mean, look, obviously, I brought it up recently on Big Six to banter Big Steve about it, because it's one of the only things I can fucking banter Man City fans about. And because they care about it so much that, I mean, I can't talk about titles right now. I can't talk about winning. I can't talk about mentality. I can't talk about it much aside from when we're talking about banter. But I just think, firstly, I don't know much about it all. I don't know really too deep about the charges.
People saying it's separate, actually, the one
It's
today.
separate. Yeah, I've read this. I've read it separate, but again, I've also read that it's separate, but it could have an impact on a chunk of the charges from the 115. I don't know. Like, you get some people saying, "Oh, it's a big win," and then some people saying, "Oh, it's technicalities that they've got away with." For me, then I'm hearing that this period is going to be 10 weeks. They've already 2 weeks into the investigation, so 8 to go. After the 10 weeks, there's going to be 4 to 8 weeks to come with the decision. And I've just found out that Man City can appeal the decision too. I thought that this fucking last step was no appeal. Now, after 4 to 8 weeks, when the decision comes, let's say it's February next year, there's a chance to appeal. But what I don't know is, if there is a punishment, is it like Everton's, where the punishment gets added, they appeal, and it gets lessened or worsened or whatever? Or is it a case of they appeal, nothing happens until that appeal comes through?
Yeah.
Like, there's so much I don't know, and to be honest, I don't really care. Like I said, I'll only bring it up for banter purposes. It is what it is. Like, if they cheated, they cheated. If they didn't, they didn't. I mean, for us, we just got to win the league and do what we need to do.
And you've said it there, bro. Like, let's not even. If that happens, it happens. But we've just got to win the title.
Yeah.
And then let the rest take care of itself. We're waiting for them to lose points and win the league on a technicality because they've had 12, 15 points taken. That day might never come. So we've just got to take advantage. They've lost Rodri. They've lost Alvarez. De Bruyne's out. There's talk of De Bruyne going in the summer. And they look like they're beatable this season. They look like in a lot of games I've seen them this season, I'm like, oh, they look a bit, if Adama could have finished, they would have got something out of that game. But then the problem with them as well is that even when they don't play that well, they seem to get a result. They're unbeaten like us. We just got to focus on ourselves. I really think the club have got to go for it this season.
Yeah.
Like people are saying there, we can't. But I think in January, get a player in, even if it's one player that gives us a boost. Even if Arteta says, look, man, we were going to do that in the summer, but can you fast track that to January? Because we think we've got City on the ropes a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
And next season, because if De Bruyne and all them lot go, they're talking about Musiala, and you're going to get a fresh Manchester City back. So I think we've got to really try and get them this season.
Yeah. The best possible way. Fuck the charges. Fuck Pep's last season. We've won it.
Yeah.
No one can chat shit. No one can blame the charges. No one can blame Pep not being there. We done what we needed to do, and that's it. Au revoir, Pep. Yeah. I would love to say it's been nice knowing you, but I can enjoy you from afar now in terms of your football and philosophy, whether you go Serie A or La Liga. But jarring as hell because he's so good. He's so good. It's been jarring. That's how I see it.
So jarring. He just. And listen, even Leo said, when I say on the ropes, they're not on the ropes like they're struggling. I just mean they look a little, Rodri being out all season. That's one of their best players. He's fundamental. You look at their win record with him, it's totally different. And the fact now, obviously, Haaland was out for 2 months last year, but Alvarez stepped in. They don't have a striker now. So just a few little bits of hope where you're thinking you might be able to punish them a little bit.
We got Blue Moon in the building. We got the ops in the chat. There you go. Don't tell Steve that I don't really care because we need to use this. It's the only thing I got, my brother. And Ricky says, just assume he'll sign an extension until it's officially announced. Otherwise, better to be happily surprised than bitterly disappointed. You're right. You're
Yeah.
right. 6 super chats, Curtis. 1.3k in the building.
Big up.
While all 1.3k have you hit the like button because we're some way off 1k. I'm gonna get these super chats in. Lompri says, "Is Palmer better than Odegaard?" No. What? No, they're very different tens, but no. Curtis, you struggling or you don't
No,
want to?
no, I think they're totally different players,
Yeah,
aren't they? Like Odegaard's more creative, the ball goes through him constantly, and then I think Palmer's more goal scorer, drifts wide.
yeah, I
Yeah,
agree with that. I've always like even when I've discussed Odegaard before, I've always said maybe more an 8 than a 10. And when we discuss Palmer, we say maybe a 9. So I think
yeah,
that's where the difference lies. I think they could work well together as well. But
yeah, yeah,
yeah, Odegaard's captained us to a couple of title challenges now and potentially captains us to a win this season. That goes a long way in I think deciding it, because in terms of quality, they both got a hell of a lot of quality. They both got a hell of a lot of culture on the football in different ways. So Odegaard just done a bit more in it because he's had a bit more time.
yeah.
Gunnarola says, if we win the league, I guarantee Pep stays. Pep left Barca when wait, was it Barca? Yeah, Pep left Barca when Real won the league, no?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
would actually say the opposite. I think if we won the league, he might lose his head, like and go.
yeah, I
You
don't
know.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I get the whole maybe he'd want to leave with a title and on the highest of highs, but he didn't at Barca, and that
Yeah,
was his club from young. Why won't Arteta play Ranieri? Says Troy. Love your boys. I mean, he's young, 17. So I always said let's not rely on him this season, even though against Leicester and Southampton, I would have liked to have seen him. Newly promoted sides at home, but it wasn't to be. I'm sure we're going to see him more
yeah,
throughout the season, but again, I won't rely on him. I don't
yeah,
want to. Shaitanya says, get rid of ex-City players we have in the squad. They were good players, not anymore. Not anymore the quality we need. Move in January, get ballers. We are so close to the Premier League. How many ex? We got Zinni, Jesus, and Sterling, isn't it?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And then what ex-Chelsea? We got Jorginho and Havertz.
yeah. So 5. Yeah, the City ones definitely, man, and Jorginho even like. I think he needs to be moved on as well.
Yeah, I agree with that still. George says, if Saka, Martinelli, and Havertz were to go a level up this season, where would you like them? Where would you like to see them improving? Saka, Martinelli, 20 goals. Havertz, 20 goals. I
Yeah,
don't know. I mean, yeah. I think 2 of the 3, ideally, you want them to hit 20.
I
I don't
think
really.
I think the feeling is that Saka and Havertz have become our 2 like stars in the attack now. You look at those 2 to score. I think they'll both get close to 20. Hopefully, they can get 20. And I think Martinelli, the last few weeks, you've seen a little bit of hope that there's still maybe a player there. You
Yeah.
know, and scored a good goal, vital goal, worked hard against Man City. I think there's, we've got to can't always give up on a player straight away, after one
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
season of out of form. So, yeah, I think the
Yeah.
goals, I think you're right, them product.
That's exactly what I said with Martinelli. I said, even though he had a shit season last season, the target is still what the target was last season, 20, because he hit what 15, 16 the season before.
Yeah,
For me, yeah, you've had a lull, but it doesn't mean I now ask you to get 11 goals. It means no, get back to what you was and better.
yeah,
Saka 20, Havertz 20. That's the target. I'm not saying all 3 will get 20. If they
yeah,
was to get 20, would definitely win the league. But a couple need to make that the target at the very least.
yeah,
Come on, Suj. Hope you're good, my brother. Big up Turkish and
yeah.
Curtis finally caught the OGs live, almost 4 a.m. in Australia. Love for the love. Come on, Suj, man.
Big
Rest your
up,
head,
bro.
man. Rest your head, my bro.
Yeah,
4
man.
a.m. All mad after a hard day of work as well. Gunnarola says Saka chat from our fans is extremely polarizing. One section overrates him for an online agenda, but some underrate and little bro him because he came from the ranks. If you played elsewhere, different energy. I get you. I get you. There is a lot of that as well. Um, I see someone tweeted the other day. I forgot what the tweet actually said, but they tweeted one of these big Arsenal accounts tweeted something with Saka's picture there, and then someone else tweeted, quote tweeted it saying they act like this guy is like 12 years old or something, or like they act like he's a man now, isn't it? And I get that bit as well, and I think that's the next step up for Saka. And I think I've been seeing it this season, the way he's taking on man. He's got a skill in him now. He's a bit more selfish in front of goal. There's times he's taken shots where I'm like, the old Saka might have cut in and cut out and crossed it in, but this time, so I think that's the next level up, where it's not a baby bro thing anymore, or a grandson thing anymore. It's this guy's the man for this club.
Yeah, definitely.
Big up Dennis as well. He says, Oğlum, Uggs delikanlıya yakışır mı hiç? Adam ol. So basically, he's talking Turkish. He says, Oğlum means son. He says, son, Uggs, how can Uggs suit a man, basically? And at the end, he said, Adam ol, which means be a man. Broski, I don't wear Uggs. I don't wear Uggs, bro. I don't wear Uggs. Crocs. Military Crocs, all black on black. Yeah, if Crocs was about in the 90s, D Block would have been wearing Crocs. I'm saying it. I'm saying it. And who would have said anything to them? I guarantee Styles, Jada, Sheik would have been in Crocs, and J Hood would have been running to the shop in Crocs as well. He would have been running to the shop in Crocs. And he goes, Cook tapping on the big six with extra salt, please, tonight. Rinse him so hard. He deserves it. Come on, Dennis.
Is he on there tonight? Yeah.
It's a full house tonight, man.
He needs to be annihilated, bro.
The whole team's there. All right, big up the community as always. 1.3K still here. If you haven't hit the like button already, please do. If you have, then make sure you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, I don't know why not, but go over to Curtis. Make sure you're subscribed there too. And we'll definitely be back next week. Maybe not next Monday because it's international break. Maybe closer to the weekend. But if you're subscribed here and you're subscribed to Curtis will keep you up to date on his daily streams, and I'll keep you up to date by setting the stream when the stream is ready to be set. And we got one more here. Why do people like this? Turkish, does the beard go if we win the league? Why am I gonna do that? I've waited 20 years for this club to win the league, and when they win it, I must go and do something to myself. Why?
I'm sure you said you dye it red though, or something.
I'll dye it red. That's calm. I can wash it off at night. Like I'm cutting the whole thing off. People won't even recognize me. That's the deepest thing. If I cut my beard off and I went online, people would be like, nah, bring Turkish back. What's happened to him? They'd be calling numbers saying, listen, there's this Turkish guy, he's missing. There's an imposter on the stream. I'm telling you, my mum didn't recognize me when I cut my beard. My mum. Yeah, if you got, no one's got a chance if my mum didn't recognize me with no beard. So that's not saying.
How long have you had the beard like that? How long?
Last time I cut my beard off completely was, wait, let me think. So I graduated 2012. 2013, 11 years. I cut, and you know what? It was like I cut this off, and I was just meant to keep the goatee. Yeah, I meant to keep the, he went over this bit too much, and it cut. You know that moment.
Yeah.
You know that I looked in the mirror. I'm trying to and I'm like, nah. And I'm like, you're gonna have to cut it all off, bro. You're gonna have to cut it. And then he's cut it all off. I'm so sad. Like, forget angry, bro. I am sad, bro. I've gone home. Your mum's house. You walk in, there's usually a mirror in the hallway.
Yeah, it's always a mirror.
This is what I did. I opened the door, closed the door, mirror on the left. Shook my head. Went in. My mum was doing dolma, which is Turkish food, basically. It's leaves, you wrap mince in it. So she was doing dolma. She looks up at me. She's like, double takes. I double took myself. She had to double take. I turned to her and I blamed her. I was like, this is your fault. You wanted me to cut my beard off. You don't even recognize me. And I went after my brethren. And that's the worst thing I've done, because I went to my brethren around the corner in Wood Green. He called the man them. Yo, Turkish has cut his beard off. A couple of the man them have pulled up driving. They live like 25 minutes away to come pull up to see me without a beard. There's a couple pictures out there as well. So,
oh my days. People always want you in it. They're like, yo, if you win the league, cut your cameras off. I'm like, what? What do you mean, bro? No, like, cut your beard off. Do something crazy.
Why?
Just for
Why?
entertainment purposes, isn't it? If I want you to do something wild.
If you win the league, cut your son's hair off. What's he got to do with it, man? What's going on? The fuck? Curtis, on that note,
Right.
my bro, it's just past 7. We're gonna call it a day, people. I've got
Yeah,
Big
man.
Six later. Curtis was live earlier. Hit the like button on this video. Go subscribe to both channels. Love for the love as always, people. And we'll be back again real soon. I'll do a one-on-one later this week, and Curtis will be live again tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're what's this? Oh shit, I lost my intro for a sec. Sorry, make sure you're subscribed and make sure your notification bell is on. Sorry, my attention got diverted. I love for the love, people. We're at peace.